The YouTube Spotlight channel has put out a video this week which is a collection of young YouTubers talking about their sexual and gender identities. It was apparently YouTube's attempt to respond to the Orlando shooting by making a stand in favor of tolerance, supporting those who identify differently from other people. But it backfired terribly, as the video was badly received and got doused with disparaging comments. I am afraid that the makers of the video will probably misinterpret the hate as a sign of rampant bigotry, and that is how the general public will probably see it as well. Here is someone I respect, expressing his dismay at all the hate the video got.
And here's the thing, I watched that video and I heard words that I had never heard before. I Googled genderqueer, which is actually not what I thought it was, pansexual, a bunch of stuff. And you know my response was when I found it? It was, okay, whatever. When I was a much younger man, I probably would have gone, that's weird. But now I just don't care. As long as any of the people in this video or any of the other people out there in the world don't hurt someone, I don't care. Let them be proud to be themselves. I think a lot of people saw this video and they were like, I'm tired of getting this shoved in my face.
The problem is, I suspect that even many of those who voted the video down cannot fully explain why they had such a negative reaction to it. So for their sake, and for the sake of people who don't get it, I will do my best to explain it. The video presents a myriad of gender identities which would be new to anyone who isn't familiar with Tumblr.
I identify as agender,
but also genderqueer,
omnisexual, polysexual,
and telling us that, when identity is questioned, answer with pride. The implication is that it is wrong to question these identities, and I should accept the way these people identify themselves. Otherwise, I guess I am an intolerant bigot. Well, sorry, it doesn't work that way. You see, identity is something that has to be earned. Say I walk up to the gates of the White House, identify as President Barack Obama, and demand that they let me in. Will they oblige me? No, they will promptly arrest me, and if I persist in claiming that I am Obama, they will declare me a lunatic and send me to the loony bin. Ask yourself if this constitutes bigotry against me. If you answered negatively, you are going to have to admit that we are not always obliged to acknowledge someone's identity, just on their say-so. For us to accept your self-definition, the identity you proclaim must first of all exist as a socially acceptable category. If you claim to be attracted to vacuum cleaners and identify as a hoovosexual, you first need to find others that identify the same way, before you can start talking about it as an identity. But that's not enough. To be recognized as an identity, you must show us that this sexual proclivity also distinguishes you on the spiritual level, that you possess an inner world that only your fellow Hoover lovers can fully understand and appreciate. If Ginger started to demand that we regard them as an identity, I would say no. Being Ginger is just a trait. You have to show that as a Ginger you have something, or maybe it's something that you don't have, that makes you spiritually different from the rest of us. Furthermore, even after the identity is accepted by society, you still have to earn our recognition that you have that identity. We have accepted as a society that transgenders are a real thing, but that doesn't mean that you can one day come and tell me that you are no longer a man and demand that I identify you as a woman. There's a series of steps that you have to take to convince us that you are seriously undergoing gender transformation, before we start to accept your new identity. In short, we are not obliged to recognize your stated identity until you earn it. When your identity is questioned, don't answer with pride, answer with reason. But, as those of us who are familiar with Tumblr know, these snowflakes demand that you accept them right away, and they gang up on you and call you a bigot if you don't.
As long as any of the people in this video or any of the other people out there in the world don't hurt someone, I don't care.
That's the thing, Phil. They do hurt people. Being called a bigot is very hurtful, and it can also harm your social status. Unfortunately, YouTube has sided with the bullies here, producing a video that suggests that by refusing to accept Tumblr identities we are bigots that contribute to the hate that caused the Orlando massacre. Which is why I respond to them by saying what most of the free thinkers on YouTube are saying. Fuck you, and that hobby horse that you rode in on.